All right, here we are in Adobe Bridge, and we've got this pool night shot, and going through all of the raw images here, and I think I will select this one to use. Bring that right into Camera Raw. Sometimes Adobe Photoshop will just completely mess the colors up and color temperature if you use the if you try and use the auto function in Camera Raw. And just cycling through the other images, I'm going to use this one to take down the overexposed area over here on the patio. I think I'll grab one more. The lights on the wall on the left and right hand side over here and here. Just a little overexposed. Just use that one to take those down in a minute. And there we go. Just pop in a mask real quick. I'm going to paint this into the, I guess, majority of the image. Don't want to go too crazy because I don't want the sky to get too dark. I'm going to have to come in here in a second and lighten that up. And I also don't want to paint outside of this lanai area right here. So I'm just going to come in. I'm just going to cut right through that table, cut through these chairs. I just need a quick and dirty mask to paint into. Just paint into the top there. 'Cause I don't really need to come down here and paint much. That's fine. Just feather that. Feather it and then paint it in just like that one time. That's fine. And then take down the overexposed areas of the lights just a tad. Nothing too crazy. And I think that's decent overall. Just come in there real quick and examine it. Toggle it on, toggle it off. Maybe brush it into the brush itself. That plant. But I think that looks decent. Merge all onto a new layer and then come in here real quick and try to remove these. Again, content aware tools will only take you so far sometimes. It's incredible how bad of a job Photoshop does sometimes with this easy stuff here. Really don't want to have to come in there and actually do anything manual. Sometimes I just feel like being lazy. Sometimes you really don't want to have to spend an extra 5 minutes doing something. Especially when it's something so simple, like a chord. You know, I get if you got to spend 20 or 30 minutes doing manual work to remove wires and cords in an office or something like that, but for something like that, I don't want to spend much time. It's such a small detail. Should be able to be removed very quickly. Just come in here real quick and clean up this little walkway here. And it's still just garbage sometimes with this. All right, that's good enough. Go ahead and drag out a guide and just remove the distortion here. Straighten everything out. Just a tad. It looks like there's a little bit over here as well. It's a little bit better. And then on that same layer, I will make a quick and dirty selection. That way I can come in there and just kind of brighten up. Brighten up the sky a little bit. It's just a little too dark. Could use a little bit of life. And since these are basically just straight lines, I'll come in here and try and make these as precise as I can without spending too much time on them. And just brighten that up. Maybe take away contrast, maybe add contrast. And then just save that. Save that work path and then blur it. And again, I won't leave that at 100%. I'll paint it in to the surrounding area like I usually do. And then maybe paint it out. And then take it down to 0 and just bring it up incrementally. Yeah, that's a little bit better. I don't need to leave it at 100%. It's not that dark. Come in there and examine the edges, make sure that they're pretty clean. And I think that's decent overall. The looks like the left-hand side inside of the interior is a little, it's kind of green and yellow. I'm gonna see if I can't bring that into camera raw and kind of neutralize those colors. Maybe get it to a point where it needs to be. And then just brush it in. Because I do like some of the characteristics that I just was able to get with that. To brush into the surrounding areas. As well as the inside. And just paint the rest inside itself, and just feather that. Let me see what that did. Yeah, I think that's an improvement overall. Merge all onto a new layer. Give a little bit of saturation to the sides, a little bit in the middle. Then I'll just merge this down and run my sharpen pass. I think that's pretty decent for this image overall. Come in here and make sure that I'm not missing anything. And of course I'm missing the photographer. I see him a little bit in there. So I'm just gonna grab this side, delete that sharpen pass, grab this, flip it, and I think that's okay. Just paint it out so that it blends a little bit better. Merge all onto a new layer and then run my sharpen pass again. And yeah, there we go. It looks decent so far. Before, after, before, after. We're just taking all those pieces, we're just taking all the pieces of the puzzle, just putting it together. You know, we're isolating the sky, cranking up the brightness of that, isolating the interiors, adjusting that, you know. Then you just put it all together and make things as clean as you can. And again, as always, I'll come back in a few minutes and review this image to make sure that it is good to go and ready to be sent out to the client.